Friends and fellow travelers, it's Brandon, and tonight I have Ash with me, and Winston right there. We're at home base tonight and trying to figure out what we want to do on our Missouri trip that we've got coming up. So I hope you're all doing well. We're trying to plot it out and see what we want to do with the kiddos and figure out what the agenda is going to be. What's up, Ghost Rider? How are you? Welcome in, friend. I got Ash with me tonight, so we're both hanging out. And King Break Barrel is here. How are you, friend? Chilling at home tonight, trying to plan out what we want to do on our trip to Missouri next week to see my family. Um, Doing well, Ghost Rider. How are you, my friend? How are you, Break Barrel? Good to see you, friend. Ghost Rider says, I'm great. TD Knives and Adventures is here. Good to see you, friend. How are you? Great to have you here. Funko Pop is here. Good to see you, Funko. Ghost Rider says hi to King, and he says, I'm watching WWE. Craig Johnson Outdoors is, or no, Craig joins. Craig joins on, yeah, Outdoors is here. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome to the Traveling Whitcombs. We're trying to plan out our Missouri trip for next week. What's good? Ghost Rider says King Break Barrel. Ghost Rider says hello to TD. TD says doing okay tonight. Good to see you, TD. Hope you're doing all right, my friend. Ghost Rider says great, and TD says hi to Ghost. So, friends, Sunday after we get the boys here, we're going to head to Missouri to see my family who lives just south of St. Louis, Missouri. So the motto has been that we go to a different state each time. So pretty much the way we do it is we go, through Wisconsin all the way down through Illinois, and we get down to Missouri and see everybody. Well, see the family rather. And then we spend like a week down there, and we try to hit another state while we're down there. So we're trying to figure out what we want to do this time. Craig says hey to Ghost Rider. Funko says hello, Ghost. Funko says how are ya to Ghost. Ghost Rider says good, and Funko says how many days will you be gone? So we're leaving on Sunday, and we'll probably be back. We'll probably get back on Sunday. Mr. Block is here. Hello, Mr. Block. He says, hi, Traveling Whitcombs. Blessings, chat. Thank you for joining, Mr. Block. We're glad to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And Tammy is here. Tammy says, hey, Brandon and Ash. Hope you're doing well. Ash is right here with me. Ghost Rider says hi to Mr. Block. And Mr. Block says, I'm like number 5. Thank you so much for that. Funko says, great, safe travels. We will undoubtedly be doing some videos and maybe some pop-up lives down when we're in
How you doing?
Down when we're in Missouri. We're thinking about Kentucky or Tennessee adventures this time around, but we'll see. Mr. Block says hey to Ghost Rider. Game Time is here. Hey, Game Time, how are ya? Funko says I'm amazing. Ghost Rider says hi to Game Time. Mr. Block says, hey, Tammy, good to see you. And Todd Saw is here. Hey, Todd Saw, good to see you, friend. And Woody's here. Nomadic Camping just wanted to pop in and say hello. I got Ash with me tonight. She wanted to hop on and say hi to everybody. Ghost Rider says, if you're new, make sure to like and subscribe. Poetic Tears is here. Hey, Poetic Tears. Good to see you, friend. Game Time says hey to Ghost. Ghost Rider saying hey to Todd and Norma. Tammy says hey, Mr. Block and Woody. Ghost Rider says great to see you, Ash. Poetic Tears says hey, Chad. And Mr. Block says hey, Ash, good to see you.
Hi.
We're glad you're all here, friends. So the question is, Kentucky or Tennessee or both? A little bit of both. We did Arkansas last time. We didn't really get a really good trip down to Arkansas. Poetic Tears says hi to Ash. Funko says go to Tennessee. 10 likes. Thank you all so much. Ghost Rider says both if you can. Mr. Block says hey to Poetic. Ghost Rider says go to Kentucky. Fuzzy Adventures is here. Welcome in, Fuzzy Adventures. Great to see you. I've got the love of my life here today, Ash, joining me on the live. We're happy you're all here with us. Tennessee as well, says Mr. Block. So, yes, we got to plan it out and figure out, but it's your call. Do what you like. Yeah, absolutely. Ghost Rider says hey to Fuzzy. What's everybody up to on Monday night tonight?
Are we talking about fried chicken?
There you go, game time. I mean, we can be. We can be. We like to eat, so we love our food here. Mr. Block says, hey, Fuzzy. Monday Night Raw for me. We just hit over 300 followers yesterday on the channel. Congratulations, Fuzzy. That's a huge step, my friend. You got this. Can't wait to watch your channel grow and you reach all your goals. Nothing much, maybe going to game with my buddy, hopefully. Congratulations, Fuzzy. Congratulations, Fuzzy from Ghost Rider and Poetic. Mr. Block is laughing. I'm supporting others tonight. We appreciate that, Fuzzy. Thank you so much. Everybody's saying congrats, Funko and Mr. Block also. We are about 220 or 230 watch hours away from our 3,000, so we're getting real close. Really exciting times here. We just went to the zoo the other day with the kiddos. We got a couple shorts from that coming out, so we got some good stuff there. Is Ash short for Ashley, or should we always call her Ash?
You can call me Ashton.
Her name is actually Ashton with it's Tin. Ashtin.
Usually only close people call me Ash, so.
Yeah. So there you go. Oh, wow, that's great. Let's go. So we went to the Minnesota Zoo. So up here in this area, there's two zoos. One is completely free. It's the Como Zoo, and the other is the Minnesota Zoo, which charges $30 for adults, $20 for kids, like 3 and up, and the baby was free. So the hospital system I work for did a promotion where they gave you 4 free tickets for the month of February. So that worked because we only had to pay for parking. So it was $10 for us to go to the zoo. So great time. We've been working hard this last month on videos. We have a whole lot of videos out right now. Okay, Fuzzy, that's great. We'll have to check it out, friend. Just shared the live stream. Thank you so much, Poetic Tears. We truly appreciate it, friend. Ghost Rider said the Minnesota Zoo. Funko said I love zoos. Mr. Block said, oh, wow, that's great. Let's go. Thank you, Mr. Block. Hi, Brandon and Ashton. I am happy to have met you at other live streams. Glad I got the notification. Todd, we're happy you're here, my friend. Thank you for being here. My favorite wild animal is a lion. Okay, Funko. That's a good pick. Ash loves the elephant. And I guess if I had to pick one, probably a polar bear if I had to pick. I was really looking forward to seeing the moose at the Minnesota Zoo. But of course, the one time we go, they weren't out. What did you like about the Minnesota Zoo, dear?
The flamingos.
Yeah, I forgot about those. They had flamingos.
It smelled nasty, though.
They really had some. They had some.
Potent.
They had penguins. They had some really cool aquatic displays. That was the short that I just posted. There was a stingray and some other things. Honey badger is the goat. Honey badgers.
That's me when I have all 3 kids by myself.
The honey badger. Yeah, well, we're in the badger state, so we gotta feature our state animal, right? Oh, nice. I'm shocked to not a penguin. Funko, you got me as a penguin guy, eh? Okay. Todd says the monkeys are always my favorite. Ghost Rider says badger. Do they have those? Did they have badger? They had... They had a wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
They had a wolverine. My wife once told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo. I had to put my foot down. I can't say I've ever heard that somebody be compared to a flamingo, Todd, but hey, there you go, my friend. Todd, that was a great live stream with the records that we were looking at. I really enjoyed that. Well, that had to have been last week now.
The
Funko's
kangaroo.
laughing. Ghost Rider said, I like the kangaroo. Mr. Block's giggling about that. But yeah, they had huge sharks. I mean, they had all kinds of. They had like a Minnesota section where it was only animals from Minnesota. So it was like
Puma.
it was like they had pumas, they had coyotes, they had things you would only see in Minnesota. Funko says the giraffe. Game Time said I find the honey badger, Wolverine, and the Tasmanian devil similar. I mean, that's probably fair. Game Time. They all kind of look similar in some.
They act the same.
Seanzilla is here. Hey, Seanzilla, good to see you. Welcome in. Todd said, I love classic rock, especially on vinyl. I couldn't agree more, Todd. You and I are going to get along well, my friend. Ash is more of a country music girl.
And rap.
Funko said, my other favorite animal is a great white shark. Was that a great white?
Yeah.
That was there? I'm pretty sure they had a great white shark. It was huge. I don't know. A Little Good News is here. Hey, A Little Good News. Great to see you. Welcome in. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I saw you recently. Ghost Rider said, I like classic rock too, Todd. Ghost Rider says, hey to A Little Good News. Sean said, hey, guys. They're all dangerous. Yes, they are all dangerous. That's very true. A Little Good News says, hey to Ghost.
Hammerhead. Yeah, those are cute.
My favorite is a hammerhead. They had a hammerhead shark swimming around in there too. Do you know the most dangerous shark? Is that the great white or am I crazy? Is it not the great white?
I thought it was.
I also like country and classic metal like Ozzy. Oh, Ozzy is fantastic. Rest in peace to the legend. Bull shark, yeah. I mean, man, how could I forgot that one? There was not a bull shark there.
I've never seen a zoo with piranhas.
Tammy said, hey to A Little Good News. A Little Good News was in Tammy and Jeff's live on Saturday night. Game Time said, I've never seen a zoo with piranhas. Nope, didn't see piranhas there. Definitely. Could you imagine being up there at like a display and then the piranhas just going to town eating other fish?
Ugh.
Like that wouldn't
be very...
It's not very family friendly, I guess. I've never seen it. Yeah. Ghost Rider says, yeah. Funko says, hey to Game Time. But like a lot of the typical, Saturday shenanigans, absolutely. That was a good time. I really enjoyed it. But of course the internet went out and I couldn't even communicate that I lost you guys. The guy who sang Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. But yeah, it was a great time. So Missouri, we're thinking about going back to the Merrimack Spring Park. So that is in Rolla, Missouri. It's like an hour and a half kind of from St. Louis, depending on which way you go. Yep, Drowning Pool, Ghost Rider's got it. I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. Funko said, I know that song. Game Time says, what's up, Funk? But we're thinking about, I fed a piranha once, Sean said. How was that, Sean? What was that like to feed a piranha? Funko says, I'm great. Game Time. How are you? But it was, Merrimack Spring Park has like a fish hatchery there for, I don't even remember what kind off the top of my head, but they have beautiful spring. Natural waterfall there as well as where the fish are actually kind of all located in one spot. CL is here. Hey CL, happy Monday. How are you, friend? I'm 2 hours away from St. Louis, says Fuzzy. Fuzzy, I am from St. Louis, but I moved to Wisconsin when I met her. Sean says good. A little good news says hey to CL. Ghost Rider says hey to CL. Sean said it was scary. About to watch tomorrow's war. Says game time. Oh, everything going on. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, so I've got to look at the map a little bit and see what's, feasible to get to in Kentucky and Tennessee. But our good friend in channel, the self-identified channel mascot, he calls himself that. Bob lives about 4.5 hours from where we're going. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be either a day trip or something we do in 2 days. So I want to go to St. Louis one year for the Gateway Nationals dirt oval racing in the Dome. It's wild. That would be cool to see. The Dome's an interesting venue, depending on, I mean, it has its pros and cons for sure. I love your guys' stream. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Funko. We appreciate it. I'm out, guys. Have a good Monday. Sean, have a great rest of your night. Thanks for popping in. Do you like Nashville? I'll let you answer that.
Never been there.
But
I would love to go there to Morgan Wallen's bar.
Ghost Rider said more Music City would be good for Ash. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Post Malone and Eric Church's bar. I'm down.
So Ash is a big concert goer, especially for country music. So she really wants to go and see Morgan Wallen's bar and Mr.
Next
Block.
year.
Sean says, bye, guys. Have a good one, Sean. Great to see you. You guys are phenomenal. Thanks, Ghost Rider. I appreciate that, my friend. And thank you all for the likes. We have 14 likes already, so thank you so much. You like country music, Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider says bye to Sean. I think a visit to Nashville, you need at least 2 to 3 days there minimum. See, and that's what we were thinking, because our buddy Bob is about an hour and a half out from Nashville, because Nashville is probably about a solid 6 hours from St. Louis, or just south of it where my family is, because we're staying with my family since we don't really have anywhere to go there. So it's probably about a 6-hour drive to Nashville. So quite the commute, and about 4.5 to Bob. Have a good one, Funko Pop. Hope you have a great rest of your night, friend. Thanks for stopping by. So it's probably going to be something in Western Tennessee / Kentucky. Probably. I mean, I would love to get Ash down there to both. We'll have all 3 of the kids, so that would be great too. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Went to Arkansas last time. We really wanted to get to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. However, the timing of things, it didn't work out very well. So Eureka Springs is going to be one of these years that we get there. Ghost Rider says take the kids to the Nashville Zoo. Interesting. Okay.
I want to party when I go there. I don't want kids with me.
That's what Ash keeps saying. She's like, thanks for the sub, Ghost. Really appreciate it. Says game time. Ash keeps saying, I don't want to have the kids. I want them to stay with your mom when we go to Nashville. She wants to go to the bars and everything. She's always joked that I'd have to carry her out one of these days. So maybe that would be the time. Yeah, her 30th birthday. That would be good. We got a couple years.
I have 1 year.
Well, okay. Yeah.
I have 1 year.
Next June.
2027.
Yeah. Next June. I can't even count anymore, guys. Where's the time go? Todd said, right on, Ash. Mr. Block's giggling. Poetic Tears is giggling at you. Ash and you are great people. Kids are amazing, too. And Winstead. Chris Strachan is here. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. I try to be here every stream. Well, thank you, Ghost Rider. We really appreciate it. Chris is in Scotland. Well, hello, Scotland. Welcome in. We're glad to have you here. It's got to be extremely late or, well, I guess early in the morning now. Well, we're happy that you're here, friend, especially depending on how you look at it, so late or early in the morning. How's Scotland going these days? Welcome, Chris, says Ghostwriter. A little good news says, welcome to Chris. Ghostwriter says, since I am a mod, I have to be here to help. Well, we appreciate you being here, Ghostwriter. Chris says, can't sleep, dark rain. Well, Chris, thank you for being here, friend. We're happy that you're here. Welcome to the Traveling Whitcombs. That's Ash, or Ashton, and I'm Brandon. And with our kiddos and our Beagle Hound mix that's over here sleeping that you probably can't see too well, we're the Traveling Whitcombs. Mr. Block says hi. Todd said, I wish we could hear you, Chris. I love Scottish accent. Chris says, hey, chat. And Ghost says, welcome. Make sure to subscribe. Can hear in my videos. We'll definitely have to check out your videos, Chris. Thanks for popping by. One of these days, we would love to get to Scotland for sure. I keep seeing lots of great videos over there. It's definitely one of those that's on the list. Chris said you wouldn't understand me. I would do my best. I'm sure. So what kind of videos do you do then, Chris? Do you do like outdoor stuff then, or? Thank you so much, Chris. We truly appreciate it. Welcome to the Traveling Whitcombs community. We're happy you're here. Scotland sounds fun, says a little good news. I totally agree with you. So, Chris, we're trying to plan out what we want to do for our trip we're going on next week to Missouri to see my family. We try to hit a state each time, for the kids especially. Chris said I play guitar. Well, you know what? There's I can't think. Strings and Pucks is a great YouTuber that we watch. He says that I think he used that same exact phrase, that I play shit guitar, but he's fantastic. So I imagine you are just great, Chris. I'll check your channel out for sure. Ghostwriter says, this is my favorite YouTube channel. Thank you, Ghostwriter. We appreciate you, friend. Todd says you don't have to understand. You don't have to understand you to enjoy it. You have beer there, right? I mean, I totally agree with you. Chris said, got family in Arizona. Newark, New Jersey? The guy... Let Nash read that game time. Top lip injured, and the guy tried stitching it, so he took skin from his... Yeah, they sometimes do, like... So we both work in the medical field.
That's the same skin, I guess. So.
They do a lot of, like, skin grafts and stuff, but it is kind of funny. Yeah, Newark, New Jersey. So our viewers, Sonia and Jim, are out in New Jersey. Great folks there. Let's see. Ghostwriter says, how's everyone doing there? Chris said yes, and whiskey. Can't go wrong with whiskey, although Ash over here probably wouldn't like the whiskey. Ghostwriter said, got to be careful of scorpions in Arizona. Haven't encountered one yet, but I have been to Arizona a couple times. Shawnee Grows is here. Hi, Shawnee. How are you? I really enjoy your lives and content as well. I think Shawnee's over in Minnesota right next to us. Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? I could be completely off. Chris said, did you hear about the guy that jumped off the nightclub? It wasn't a bouncer. That's a good one, Fred. Ghostwriter says, hello, Shawnee. A little good news says hi to Shawnee. Ghostwriter says, great to be here. Shawnee says, we took the kids ice skating today. Yes, Minnesota. Okay. So, Shawnee, we are on the Wisconsin side, but we live about 30 minutes from the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. We took the kids to the Minnesota Zoo this last weekend, had a great time. So that's down kind of south of the Twin Cities. Is that you on stage in a video you published 7 hours ago, Chris? Yes, Todd, the guy that looks like Jesus. Okay, that's a good reference. Y'all are in a cold part of the U.S. Yep, absolutely. I think it warmed up to upper 30s today. Finally, get it starting to warm up. This week it's supposed to be a little warmer. Ghost Rider says, "Be right back. Take your time, my friend." But we're going to see my family in Missouri next week, and the first couple of days are supposed to be in the 70s. So we're really looking forward to some warmer weather. Chris says, "I can't do miracles, though." Well, Chris, I guess there's always another day to learn, right? I joke. Todd said, "I see you. Chris looks like a cool dude." Yes, he does. I can't wait to check out some of his content. Just trying to get lots of activities in before the garden start. We went roller skating last week. Roller skating is lovely. We always love doing that also. We talked about going ice skating. We went up to Green Bay, Shawnee, not very long ago. And at the title town right by Lambeau Field, they have a really cool ice rink that kind of does a figure eight and then goes back to the central rink. And you can stop, and they've got fire pits to warm your hands up and everything. So cool area there in Green Bay. It's got warmer in Scotland, minus 80. Minus 80? What? I'm officially your 88th subscriber, Chris. Well, thank you, Todd, for connecting with Chris. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Got you back. Thanks for connecting, everybody in chat. Ghost Rider said, "I'm back." Welcome back, my friend. Ash is still here with me. So, Shawnee, this is Ashton. She's my partner in crime that's on the channel with me. Mr. Block says, "I have to go traveling, Whitcomb. I'm in these YouTube streets. I will pass by again when I see you. All lights on later, fam. Blessings." Blessings, chat. Mr. Block, have a great rest of your night, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. And a little good news says we'll be checking out Chris too. Well, great. That's amazing to hear. Ghost Rider says, "Thanks everyone for making this channel happen." Ghost Rider, thank you for being here, my friend. We appreciate it. And Ghost says bye to Mr. Block. Tell me, what were the parts of the Minnesota Zoo your kids reacted to the most? We haven't taken our kids yet.
The aquarium.
Yeah, so Ash will tell you, there was a lot. It seemed kind of, they had a couple different parts of the zoo that were like an aquarium. So there was like a discovery area. Was it the Discovery Center?
Yeah, something like that.
So they had sharks. They had all kinds of fish. They had a Minnesota section which featured just animals from Minnesota. So, puma, brown bear. The kids liked some of that stuff because there were a lot of like statues they could climb on. There were a lot of statues throughout the entirety of that zoo that they really liked. So there was that. So they had prairie dogs there. That was the other thing. The prairie dogs were out and about. We saw the prairie dogs like naturally in South Dakota when we went. So they really enjoyed that, seeing the prairie dogs again. But it's different when you see them. It's different when you see them in their natural habitat versus seeing them in the zoo, of course. You're always a great friend to me, my man. Well, thank you so much, Ghost Rider. Ice skating, I tried a skateboard once, dropped flat on my back, and that was the last time I tried to skate on anything. Well, game time. There's always tomorrow, right, my friend? Chris said, "Really appreciate it." And Ash is always so great to me as well, Ghost Riders said. Aquarium is on our list. Like when you touch stuff, we have an animal lover in the house. Yep, so they had... in that Discovery Center that I was talking about at the very first part of my rambling on about the zoo there. So there is a Discovery Center, and I didn't actually go over, but there was a spot that was just included in it where you can go up and interact with. I don't even know what was in there because I didn't go look, but there was a spot that you could go, and it says touching area or sensory area. I don't even remember what it's called.
It was to touch the stingrays.
Oh, so there are stingrays? Oh, we'll see. Ash knows, and I didn't even go. I had no idea. She
It
said
was cool.
she said the stingray. But they also had a sea lion show where you could have went and watched the sea lion show. They had otters. Of course, the otters are always great. Chris said, got 4 kids. It's a plan to entertain. Oh, absolutely. We got 3. So we totally understand. You should teach them all guitar, said a little good news. If I ever delete your messages, Chris, sorry, says Ghost Rider. I'm terrible. I try not to. I almost deleted your message by accident, said Ghost Rider. But yeah, I recommend the Minnesota Zoo. I mean, I come from St. Louis, Missouri, so like that's, I mean, in my opinion, probably, I mean, the zoo's free in St. Louis, so I mean, you can't go wrong. It's like the best free zoo there is, in my opinion. Sonia's here. Sonia said, Brandon, you're fired. From the mod or from the mod duty or what, Sonia? I'm sorry. Ash wanted to go live tonight. She's here. Brandon is fired, said Ghost Rider. We have a bounce house, bowling, and barn animals coming up in the next 2 months for field trips. Okay, so Shawnee, you've got older kids than we do. So we've got a 5-year-old, and then we've got one that'll be 3 in April, and then we have our 5-month-old. So Ghost Rider says he's the best. Sonia said you broke the unwritten rule. I'm not supposed to go live during the Monday night, or I'm gonna have a target on my back now. Chris said thanks, a little good news. Also, Shawnee's got 4, 6, and 7. Okay.
Oh.
So we're pretty close there in range, yeah. Ash and Brandon are the nicest people in the world. So glad to be able to meet them on YouTube. Ghost Rider, you're so kind to us both all the time. We truly appreciate that, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, so we're in the same range there, Shawnee. So we're not too far behind you. But I think Ash and I are going to have a 4th at some point. We'll see how that goes. She goes back and forth about it. She said the other day, I don't know if I want 4. I don't know if I could do it again. And then today she said, well, when we have another one. So we have our moments. We go back and forth.
I want to sleep again.
Yeah. We miss our full nights of sleep we were getting before the baby was born, for sure, with just the boys.
Yeah.
Chris was lying. He can slay that guitar. I've seen proof. I had a feeling, Todd. I'm gonna be checking it out for sure. So Chris, I'll definitely have to see the guitar skills and work. You guys are such a blessing. I'm so thankful for you
It'll
both.
have to be next year.
Thank you, Ghost Rider. You're very kind, my friend.
I'm too old.
A little good news. Looks like I'm the oldest one here. Mine are in their 30s. I gotcha. Okay, little good news. You can go live. Usually wait till the live you're watching is over is all. Courtesy thing. Yeah, I apologize, Sonia. I gotta have Rob put me in the bin. That's all right. I need a visit to the bin. Maybe I just needed to go to the bin, and that was it. Maybe that's the reason why, you know. I didn't even see Rob in there. Was Rob even in there tonight? I mean, I know it's a little late for him also, but Ghost Rider said, of course. Appreciate that, Todd. Chris said, I have a fan. I think I'm going to be a fan too, so. Ghost Rider said, let's give Ash and Brandon hearts. Showed him some love. Thanks, Ghost Rider. I appreciate it, buddy. 18 likes, 11 of you here. Thank you so much. He was there for a bit, probably at work. So he works night shift then, since I made egg rolls today. What did you cook? So I kind of made a menagerie of things today. I baked some chicken breasts.
Yeah, tell them how you tried to bread them.
Yeah. So I kind of had a blonde moment today because I was going to make a chicken parm. So this is quite the story. You guys will laugh about this. I was going to make a chicken parm for Ash tonight. I had everything ready to go, the cheese. And I was going to bread them. But of course, what did I do? I put the egg into the breadcrumbs. I put the egg into the breadcrumbs, and here I am trying to put. And keep in mind that I have breaded food, breaded, pork chops, whatever you want to bread. I mean, I've done it many times, but for some reason today, Ash loved it. But I put the egg right into the breadcrumbs and just turned it into this sloppy mess, and I had it all over my hands. And I was talking to Ash while she was in the living room. And here I am with just breadcrumbs all up halfway up my arm and trying to just attach them to the chicken breasts. And I don't know what I was doing. But clearly you need to have an egg wash and flour in the breadcrumbs. And I had all three of those things. I didn't have an egg wash. I had eggs, I had flour, I had breadcrumbs, but I put all three of them together. That was a disaster. I'm sorry that I didn't get to make you the chicken parm today. Instead, we got baked chicken breast and the pasta and some veggies. So all that, Shawnee, that's what we had. I was going to make a chicken parm, but it turned into baked chicken and pasta. A little good news said I had beef and rice. Ghost Rider said a shout out to you all in chat as well. Thank you, Ghost Rider. Chris said thanks. A little good news. Do you have an Instapot on right now? Oh, the beeping in the background?
No, that's our washer.
Yeah, the washer's done, so we'll have to go in there and get that eventually. Tammy said brain fart. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing today, Tammy. I had a ref.
Naked chicken parm.
You just mixed it up. Well, is all. Yep. As Ash will always tell you, anything that we do turns into an adventure. It doesn't matter.
It's a disaster every time.
Like we went out to the local Mexican restaurant last night, and that turned into an adventure because let me tell you, we go to the Mexican restaurant, we eat, and I go to pay and the card declines. So I'm like, why is the card declining? I have money, and I go on there and confirm it, and everything's fine. But it's like sometimes just to give us just to add the anxiety, like to bring the anxiety up every once in a while a little bit. Everything was fine
every day,
but it's like every once in a while, life. You know how life goes. It's just got to throw a wrench in it sometimes. But we always have adventures.
Or if you're at the store and your card declines and then you get fraudulent charges on it, that's the funnest thing to happen to you.
That's fair.
Full cart of groceries.
Shawnee said that would make my heart sink if my card said decline when I knew money was in there. See, that's the thing is that's exactly what happened. We're sitting in the booth. We just had the baby with us. And the baby's starting to get fussy because she's teething and her teeth are about to come in. They're literally breaching the surface of her gums any day now. And he's like, oh, do you have a different card? I'm like, well, that was the one I was going to pay with. So I go on and check, and eventually, about the fourth time he ran it, it finally went through. I'm like, well, I know I had the money. So Ghost Rider said, be right back again, main event coming up. I'll take your time, my friend. It keeps our blood pumping. You're absolutely right. A little good news. Life is like always throwing these little curveballs. And it's just, it's fun sometimes, and other times got to give you a little miniature heart attack here and there. Sorry, how are you, little good news, Ghost Rider said. Ghost, what do you think about Brock Lesnar, says Game Time. And a little good news says, I'm doing well. Ghost, how are you? Dirty Dom and Penta. Okay, Ghost Rider. I don't even know. I haven't watched WWE in so long, I don't even know who's good in it anymore.
I didn't forget the garbage.
But, hey, tomorrow's Tuesday. It's garbage day. We didn't forget to put it out at the curb because last week, garbage day came around. And I'm telling you, at our old house, these people would show up at like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I work night shifts, so I get home at 8 in the morning, and I go and take the garbage down, and it's fine because the garbage doesn't show up till 12. But here the garbage comes at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Or earlier.
Or earlier than that. They wake you up. Okies Eden is here. Hey, Okies Eden, how are you, friend? I was just talking about you not that long ago to Ash. So, Okies, this is Ash, my partner in crime, Ashton. The other half of the Traveling Whitcombs, or part of the Traveling Whitcombs, depending on how you put it. But she's my partner in crime and my travels and everything. A little good news says that's great. Ghostwriter says, love my buddy traveling in Ash. Ghostwriter says, hey there. Okie says, hey Ashton. A little good news says, hey quick. Okies, I saw your post about big news coming tomorrow. Are you going live in the morning then, or is it just going to be a post? I'm looking forward to seeing what that is, my friend. If you're going live in the morning, set the alarm clock to make sure I'm there. I'm looking forward to what that means. As we've been watching, I never did well on night shift. Yeah, it's still tough for me, a little good news, and I've been doing night shift for, oh man, 8 years, 9 years now. Okie says a little good news. Hi. Ghostwriter says, how is it going?
Tired.
I'm going live at 11. I'm doing a post also. Oh my goodness, Okies, you're the double whammy. You got to make sure everybody sees it, though. I'm going to be 28 on 3/16/2026. Well, happy early birthday game time. Well, I'm sure we'll be live again before that, but happy early birthday, friend. I don't think we have any March birthdays, do we?
No,
Yeah.
March is a sad month for me.
I did 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for 8 years. Yep, I totally understand, Okies. I do 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. now. But that was my first hospital job in St. Louis. I did 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. rather. Ghostwriter said, happy early birthday. Game Time says, boy, time flies. We got to grow your channel so you can do something different. Said a little good news. Well, thank you so much. We are trying. We're very close to our 3,000 watch hours, so one day at a time. We got some big things in store. You know, like I said, we're going to see my family next week, and these little trips, they always turn into something else. We'll be on some adventure or a couple, and we'll share those with you. But Ash and I were just talking how amazing it would be to like be able to travel. We want to get an RV, so that's a trailer of some kind. We're going to work on that here in probably the next year, probably 2027, I would guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that's going to be in the works. We want to get married first. We're planning.
We're 2 years deep in.
Yeah, correct. I want to get married one of these days. So
we're just gonna go do it.
So Ash is 29 this year. I'll be 28. So
last year, my 20s.
I know she's acting.
I'm old.
She always says she's so old. She's only 28. She'll be 29 in June.
I feel old.
Ghostwriter said, I'm in my 30s. I am old.
I feel ya, buddy.
Exactly. That's what my kids say. Ghostwriter says a little good news. But Okies, I'll be in there. I'll have to be in there at 11 tomorrow, my friend. I'll be checking. I got to see what the good news is, sir.
He's got to go to bed early so he can be up for it.
I got to go to bed early so I'm going to be up at 11.
Yeah. He likes to sleep in till noon.
If I work.
No early rising.
If I'm working, maybe.
I got him out of bed at 8. I was about falling on the floor this morning.
So our baby is teething, and her teeth are like, you know, just about at the gum line. They want to push through, but they haven't. Sonia said, old, LOL. Talk to me when you're 52.
That's how old my mom is. But I feel just about as old as that. When I get out of our bed, it's awful.
Ghostwriter, you said you should sleep now and get up and you will be ready.
Yeah, it takes him about an hour.
He's
the woman of the relationship. You gotta give him an hour to get ready.
No.
I'm ready in like 2 seconds because the kids are knocking on the door at 6 a.m. or crawling in our bed saying, can I go downstairs? Can I eat? And your eyes aren't even open yet.
So realistically, we're both out of bed by 7:30. Um,
Usually me first, though.
but sometimes we sleep in a little later when we just have the baby because the others go to school and whatnot. But it just depends on the
They
day.
go to their dads. But yeah,
Correct.
not school.
You should sleep now and get up, and you will be ready. Okie said up every day at the crack of dawn. And Mike's Adventure Sparks is here. Mike's Adventure Sparks, welcome in, sir. How are ya? Ghost Rider says hi, Mike's. A little good news said hi, Mike. How are you over there in Minnesota, sir? Hope you're doing well. We were just chatting with Shawnee in here, Mike. She's also over there in Minnesota. She does she has a wonderful channel where she does gardening and does lives where she shares planning out her garden. And I'm looking forward to seeing what that flourishes into with the warmer season. You finally have a day off, Mike, or hopefully your weekend at work was okay. Well, yeah, we're starting to run into more folks on YouTube from Minnesota and Wisconsin, so that's nice. No day off yet. Oh my goodness, what are you? You're doing a bunch of days in a row then. Thank you so much, friends. 22 likes. We appreciate all of that. Appreciate all of you for liking the live. So, Mike, we go to Minnesota. We go to Missouri to see my family next week. So we're planning that trip out. We want to see where that road takes us for that. Todd says, hi, howdy, Jason. Ghost Rider said, so glad to see all of you tonight. Thank you, Ghost Rider, for being here as well, my friend. But we want to get back to the Merrimack Spring Park because the last time we were there, when we visited Missouri, we only took our oldest. And he really enjoyed it's like a fish hatchery, so he was able to feed the fish that were there. I think it's trout. Was it trout? I think it's a trout fish hatchery. But you're able to feed the fish there, and they go crazy and they swarm. And on one of those little quarter machines that you twist, and it comes like the old gumball machines, but with fish food. So he really enjoyed that, and he was running around. We got some videos. So hopefully we're going to take Ollie, and my mom will watch the baby. And so both the boys can go and feed the fish, and I think they'll both like that. But we'll see how that goes. Let's get caught up here. So Chris says peace and love. Chris, have a great rest of your night, friend. Thanks for stopping in from Scotland. It was great to chat with you. We'll be checking out your channel. Let's see. Mike says, trying to type with one hand, I had a dog bite my other hand. That wrapped up. Oh my goodness. Everything okay, Mike? You good over there? Of course, I am always there for you. Ghost Rider, I appreciate that, my friend. A little good news says, peace, Chris. He says, I'm away to bed. Mike says, hey to Ghost Rider. And Chris said, nice to meet you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, friend. We appreciate that. Todd said, later on, Chris. Mike says, hey to Little Good News. And Little Good News says, hey to Mike. And Chris said, hope to speak soon. We'll chat with you again soon, friend. Mike says, yeah, just a lot of pain. So was it your dog that bit you, or was it a different? He said he got a dog bite. So I'm trying to type with one hand. Thanks for supporting and subscribe to this channel, said Ghost Rider. Thank you for your support, Ghost Rider, and thanks for being such a wonderful mod to us as well, friend. And Mike, tonight we've got my partner in crime, Ash, with me. I don't know if you met her or not, but that's Ashton. She's along with me on most adventures. In the background, she does a lot with the baby. I'm still sipping on my coffee, Sonia.
I've gotten a dog bite before. It's not fun.
Yes, unfortunately, the new foster dog was fighting over a toy. We've got a foster.
Yeah. Well, he was adopted.
Yeah. Now he's adopted, but yes. Wasn't he wasn't a foster when he first?
No, I adopted
Okay, well
him.
then just
I
ignore
adopted
me.
him during COVID, and I bought him with all of my tip money when I was a hairstylist because I needed a companion during COVID. And I potty trained him while I was not doing hair during COVID when the shutdown happened, and then he's been my baby since.
Hello, Ash. I've seen in a lot
Hello,
of
Mike. How are you doing?
Winston's over there sleeping.
He's gonna be 7 this
Winnie.
year.
That's all we'll get tonight.
He's mad.
Hi, Winston. What you doing?
He's a grumpy old man. He got to go to the dog park today. So
Did you go to the dog park? Did you go to the dog park?
he's mad.
Want to go to the dog park again?
You sad guy.
You could probably see all the baby's toys on the floor. So Charlotte was playing. Winston was like, "Why are you waking me up?" But yeah, so we're getting this Missouri trip together, and it's gonna be a good one. Coming
He
up.
is so cute. He's my baby.
He's now 6 years old, and he loves to pretty
Let me
much.
see if I have an old picture I can show you.
Yeah, there you go. Ash will pull up an old picture of Winston. CL says hey to Mike. But Winston pretty much loves to go on any adventure that we're going on. Let's Trade Paint says hello, you beautiful people from Northeast Oklahoma. Hello, Let's Trade Paint. How are you, friend? Good to see ya. Get Winston some cheesy bacon ice cream. My dogs tried it today and they
So
love it.
that's the day I got him
That was Winston Day that Ash adopted him.
at the animal shelter.
Let's Trade Paint. Hello from Western Wisconsin. Good to see you, friend.
This is my favorite picture ever.
Ash is showing pictures of our dog because he's right next to us.
Look at how little he was. He used to follow me everywhere. He still does, but
A little good
More
news
so
said
now.
adorable. Ghost Rider said cute. I know Ghost Rider was commenting on Winston in my Menominee Live.
there's Waylon and Winston. They're only like a year apart. Roughly.
I could go for cheese curd, said Ghost Rider. Tammy said he was so little. Yeah, he's probably 45 pounds now.
50 probably. He eats so
50?
much stuff. That was his first pup cup at Starbucks.
CL said, "Oh, what a cutie."
There's his little vest that he doesn't fit in anymore.
Mike
Now he's
said,
a
"Hey
big
to
boy."
CL." Squeaky cheese, said Sonia.
He's a cutie.
Tammy said, "Cute picture." Thank you. Thank you, everybody. He's our companion on our travels, and
He used to fit in my arm.
unfortunately, in the summertime, that meant that he had a bunch of ticks on him, so that was like a heart attack for Ash.
Oh boy, I got that picture too.
But I took Winston out on my walk along the Chippewa River State Trail, and that was a disaster. First of all, I dropped my phone and broke my phone screen on that hike. It wasn't really a hike, it was a walk along a paved state trail. I'm clumsy. You guys see it all the time in my videos. I slip. I forget my hiking boots, whatever. I
That was
dropped
in,
my
like,
phone,
May.
cracked the screen. It was last May. So in Wisconsin, it's tick season, but it's still kind of cold. So I brought Winston, and Winston was over in kind of the brush on the side. And long story short, he had about 80 ticks on him. So
It
Ash
was
is looking for that
awful.
picture. I cracked my screen on one of the carnival rides. Oh man, Ghost Rider. So we're in the same boat, friend. Recreation turns into a nightmare sometimes. So Ash, of course I'm at work. It's one night.
There's when I had to bring him to the vet. He was shaved.
Yeah, Ash gave him a haircut.
And there was still more.
And she was still finding ticks, so she took him to the vet just to see what we had to do. But he's fine. No Lyme disease, nothing crazy. So he's good. And now in the summer we're a little bit more strict with what he does with overgrowth and that sort of stuff. We'll only make that mistake once, and he's doing all right now. But yes, absolutely. I felt terrible for the guy. You know, we're just on a walk, and I was kind of letting him do his thing, and it turned into that. So poor Winston. But I remember Ash was calling. I was at work that night, right, when you were picking the ticks off of him.
Yes.
And he had all these ticks right here, like
I was bawling.
in his skin, and they were, huge ticks. I don't know if you guys have seen what a tick looks like when it's on the skin for a while, how it gets huge and nasty.
Oh.
But it was not a fun experience, and she was calling me while I'm at work and freaking out, understandably. But
I've never seen so many ticks in my life.
That was not an experience that I want to remember. But our poor Winston. Ticks are gross. Yeah, Ghost Rider, I totally agree with you there. I mean, and I'd never seen so many. So the Chippewa River Trail by Eau Claire.
Ugh.
These dogs have our hearts. Yes, they sure do. You're absolutely right about that. A little good news. You couldn't have said it better, friend. Winston is, he's the heart of our family. Other than Ash, of course. Ash is the heart of our family, but so is Winston. And we'd be lost without any piece of the family, quite honestly. But he always is so excited to go to the dog park or, on our next adventure. Let's Trade Paint said we have 6 dogs. Oh my goodness.
That's going to be me.
That's probably going to be, Ash has a fair point. That's probably going to be us when we're older. When the kids grow up, we'll have 4 dogs instead of 4 kids. What kind of dogs do you have, Let's Trade Paint, if it's not too complicated to answer that? Since you have 6 dogs. Ours is a beagle and treeing Walker Hound mix. And he's sassy.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to bark all the time. Make a fuss all the time.
That's the beagle in him.
But that's a beagle for you, like she said. But today, here we are at the dog park. And you know how they typically at the dog park, they have two gates so that you can get the dog in and then get them off the leash and then open the other one. But for some reason, they had the second gate was propped open with this big slab of wood that was run across the frozen ground. So you couldn't get the slab off the ground because the ground's completely frozen. So then when somebody comes up with another dog at the dog park, you have to go and get your dog away from the gate because the second gate doesn't work. Ghost Rider said, I have a black lab. Oh, wow. Okay. Goes, I bet they keep you busy. Let's Trade Paint, 5 under 20 pounds, 1 half pit red heeler. Okay, so you got a lot of smaller dogs then. I gotcha. Ghost Rider said, and a Greyhound Italian. A little good news said a Beagle, Great Pyrenees, and Taco Bell dog here. I bet they're all so cute. A Taco Bell dog. And then there was the time, did we take him to PetSmart?
Yes.
Ash loved that. So she took Winston to PetSmart, and she just wanted him to get a bath and a nail trim. And PetSmart shaved him completely. We didn't ask him to. They shaved him, and they shaved half of his tail. Is that the picture you have? Yeah, she'll show you. They shaved half of
like what is this?
Not even half of his tail, but like the first quarter of his tail. You can't even see it. But they put like a big line on his tail, so the whole tail was furry, but then that little piece of it had no.
And he was still growing back from the tick infestation. So it was like a 2-month difference.
Wild West Nomad is here. Hey, Wild West, how are you? Good to see you, friend. Welcome into the Traveling Whitcombs. And Outlandish Nomad is here. Hey, Outlandish, how are you, friend? Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing well tonight. Ghost Rider says hey to Wild West and Outland. How are you, friends? Thanks for joining. 26 likes tonight. Thank you all so much. Getting close to our record again. Our record is 33. Glad to catch you. Wild West, we're glad that you're here, friend. We were just talking about our dog and his tick infestation from last year, unfortunately, that we had to deal with. Poor guy, we're out on a trail and he wound up with like 80 ticks. So, but he's sleeping next to us, so here we are reminiscing about all the.
It was awful. I've never seen so many of them.
The terrible things that he went through.
He was so itchy and ugh.
And my partner,
yuck.
Ashton, is here with us tonight. If you've never met her or seen her in our videos, she's hanging out with me tonight. Outlandish said, poor pup. Yeah, he was miserable. Poor guy, we go out on a walk on a paved trail, but there's a little overgrowth over to the side, and that's what got him. Wild West said, hey, Ash. But we thank you all for being here tonight. So we're planning our trip to go to Missouri next week to see my family, and we're trying to see which state's going to be the next one on the list. If it's going to be Kentucky, if it's going to be Tennessee. Now, I've been to both of these states, and so is Ash, but we're wanting to go to all 50 states, of course. But we're trying to get our kids to add to their state maps also. So we're trying to get all 3 kids to get around to all the states that we can get them to on our travels as well. For everything, guys. Mike said, oh, nice. Heart and Home said, good evening. Heart and Home, welcome in, friend. Great to see you. And Ghost and a little good news, say hi to Heart and Home. So that could be Oklahoma, too, for Okies and Let's Trade Paint. So I went to Oklahoma, and I went over to, I forget the exact name of the park. It has a beautiful waterfall, and it's like right over the border from Arkansas and Missouri. Beautiful waterfall. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I went in early 2024. It had to have been February because it was right before I came up to see Ash in March. Heart and Home says, good evening. We're glad you're here, Heart and Home. Thanks for stopping by, friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great Monday. A little good news said hi to Heart. Ghost Rider says hey to Heart. Turner Falls says Heart and Home. Turner Falls, is that what it is? You're probably right. Are you in Oklahoma as well? Sorry, I have to start my stream. Talk to you later. Sorry, I can't. That's all right, Ghost Rider. I'll probably hop in and say hi to you at some point, Fred. But you have a good stream, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Oklahoma, yeah, we've got lots of Oklahoma folks that in this community, so that's great. Time to get ready for bed. Great chat, everyone. Have a relaxing evening. CL, have a great rest of your night, friend. Thanks for stopping by. Tulsa, okay. Yeah, so this one was like right by the reservation, I want to say, the Cherokee reservation is what I want to say. We were right there. Let's Trade Paint says, I'm in Adair. Mike said the same for me. I'm off to bed. Thanks for the chat. Have a great night, Mike. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. Cheers, my friend. But that was my lone visit to Oklahoma. So and that was a solo adventure. So I've got to get down there with Ash, and I've got to get down there with the kids one of these days. Because now, I mean, it's not just about me. So we've got to get all these states marked off for Ash and for the kids. Excuse me. But the plan is also that we have a wedding to go to right at the end of May in South Dakota. So I think what we're going to do is probably leave on a Friday and probably go. I want to go to Fargo, North Dakota. So I think that's a couple hours. It's like 2 hours away from where we're going to go. So I really want to go to Fargo and stop in there. And then we can say we went to North Dakota, even though we haven't explored a lot of what we want to see there yet. But we can get over there to Fargo and explore and see another, at least get to another state. That would be 28 for me. And so that would be cool. So we could go to Fargo and then go down to the where the wedding is in Watertown, South Dakota, and explore that area. Go to the wedding, and then we'll pop back home for Sunday. So it'd be a quick little weekend, but Todd said, yeah, I need to go too. I have doctor's appointment in the morning and it's a 2-hour drive. Take care, Whitcombs and friends. Todd, have a great night. Thank you for joining us, friend, for a great chat. And we'll be looking forward to more lives from you also, my friend. Hart and Holmes said, I always wanted to do that. North Dakota, as that is? Oh, yeah, all 50 states. Yeah, of course. I'm on 27. How many states have you been to now, dear?
Oh boy.
She's got a count, so it will be here.
Hold on.
But we took the kids out to South Dakota. This was before Charlotte was born, though, so we just had the boys. And we went to the Badlands. We went over to Wyoming and went to Devil's Tower. And we had some good times out west. So Dave with Old Guy Hustle is here. Hey Dave, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great day today, sir. Just talking about potentially going to Fargo, North Dakota in May to visit. Ash is counting how many states she's been to because we were just chatting about how many states we've been to.
9, 10,
A little good news says, hey Dave.
12, 13,
Hart and Home says beautiful country out west.
14,
And Alexis.
16.
Ash said 16, so she's been to 16 states. I went to a few out west before we got together. So I went to Utah and Arizona, Nevada. So we'll have to get out to those states with her. But we're always doing stuff, so. But lots of things in store. Right now, we're trying to figure out what state we're going to visit when we go to Missouri next week. Dave said I've been to 34. 34 is that's a great number, my friend. Something to be proud of for sure. I try to get that number up by at least one every year, but I guess I don't know if I went to a new state last year. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure. But North Dakota is probably going to be this year because, we're already going to that wedding in South Dakota. So North Dakota we should be able to do. And we've been to South Dakota a few times. I drove a truck for a while on the road, not sure how many states. I got you a little good news. So I'm sure you've seen probably most states then, more than likely. That's Ash's stepdad, too. He's been to everywhere but Hawaii and Alaska. I've been through a lot, but I would like to visit. See, now that's the other thing, too. Now, were you able to actually stop and visit, or was it kind of just driving through? Now, that's true. That's another. Heart and Home brings a good point there also. It's kind of two different things to drive through versus to stop and see some of that stuff. Tammy says, have a great night, friends. Early morning for us. Take care. Have a great night, Tammy. Thanks for stopping in. We're happy that you stopped and chatted with us, and we hope you and Jeff have a great morning tomorrow. Driving through, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Driving through is, it's great, if you're driving through the mountains or you're, driving through some of the more scenic areas of the country. But, sometimes, you go through these like old mountain towns and you want to stop, and you just don't have the time to. So, but you know, we've got lots of plans. So we want to get back to Michigan. We have a lot of goals and things we want to see in Michigan also. So we went to the Upper Peninsula, and like the second that we got to the UP, it was like the worst rainstorm that I've seen since I lived in Florida. And this big truck was driving next to it, not a semi or anything, but like a big jacked up, um, just about hit us and literally had water all that went over the top of our car. It was ridiculous. Wyoming at night is gorgeous. Oh yes, Wyoming is absolutely stunning. Totally. Wyoming is I mean, there's so much to see there. I mean, we just went to Devil's Tower. And when I went out to Utah a couple of years, well, this was now summer of 2023, so I only got a few years ago now. Um, when I went out to Utah, I took I-80 because I lived in Missouri at the time. So I went from Missouri up kind of diagonally through St. Joseph, Missouri, up northwest, went up to Omaha and met I-80 in Omaha, Nebraska. And then, there's not a whole lot to see along I-80 all the way through Nebraska and then through a lot of Wyoming. Wyoming along I-80 is not the prettiest because it just kind of doesn't go through those scenic areas for most of the time. But we took I-80 all the way into Utah, and then we stayed in Salt Lake. I stayed in Salt Lake, I should say. Um, but spent some time in Salt Lake City and then went to the national parks. But we have a lot of things we'd like to do. Driving through nice scenery, though. Yeah, scenery. I mean, scenery. Definitely adds to it a little good news for sure. Coal Region Diaries. Hello from Pennsylvania. Hello, friend. Great to see you from Pennsylvania. Our great friend Bob is from Pennsylvania also. He used to live close to Philadelphia. So we've got we chat a lot about Pennsylvania here in this community quite often actually. So we're glad you're here, friend. Hope you're having a great night. Moab, Utah is beautiful, says Dave. Moab, Utah, stunning area. I spent 3 nights in Moab and still didn't get to go to that beautiful state park that's there. I just spent the days at Canyonlands and Arches before I headed back to Missouri along I-70 through Colorado and Kansas. Coal Region says Shamokin. I'm probably butchering it, but welcome in to Pennsylvania. We're glad you're here, friend. And thank you for joining the Traveling Whitcombs. We're just chatting about some beautiful areas in the country, and we're traveling to Missouri next week from home here in Wisconsin. So Missouri's not new for us, but we try to get to a different state every time we visit Missouri because that's where my family is from. So we go to Missouri a couple times a year, but we try to venture out. Little good news says, good night, y'all. Enjoyed it. Have a great night, friend. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. We had a great time. Heart and Home says, good night. Good night, Heart and Home. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We have a wonderful night. But our buddy Bob, Coal Region, is from Fairless Hills. So pretty close to Philadelphia there. He chats about PA a lot. And we've got some New Jersey folks here that you'll see in the community also, Sonia and Jim. So the RV DJ and Jim, they're over in New Jersey. So lots of folks over that way. And we'll be seeing the RV DJ in September at the M26 meetup out in Michigan. So either way, friends, regardless if we get to the UP this year We're going to be in Michigan this year. I just don't know um, if we're going to get both to the lower and upper peninsula this year. It's just going to be one of those things where we play it by ear and see how it goes. Because that meetup's over in Merrill, Michigan, at the Lake of Dreams campground. So it's going to be kind of, we just got to kind of play the summer out because we don't know everything yet. And we're kind of fly by the seat of our pants. I mean, that South Dakota trip that we were telling you about when we went over to Devil's Tower in Wyoming, that was totally spur of the moment also. Because Ash and I, we were sitting in the living room. And I mean, we toyed with the idea of going to South Dakota. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't just, oh, this was the first time we thought about it. But no, Ash came home from a doctor's appointment. And she sat on the couch and she said, "You want to go to South Dakota?" And, you know, we're both travelers at heart. So we're not going to say no. Hey, you want to go to Michigan? I mean, whatever. So we went to South Dakota with the kids. We loaded them into the car. And it was a very poopy drive. Don't get me wrong with that. Extremely poopy. There was a lot of poop from the boys on that trip.
Ugh.
But
it was poopy and poopy.
It was great though. The hotel was great. The room, we had room service at that hotel, was fantastic. And but the boys saw Devil's Tower, and they always say it's a huge mountain or a huge volcano. That's what the boys call it. Let's Trade Paint says, love going to meetups, been to Mid-America, Tin Killer, and the Pine Cone Fest. I know about Mid-America. I keep hearing about this Tin Killer meetup, Let's Trade Paint. Where actually is that one? Because I've heard about it in several lives. I've heard people talk about Tin Killer meetup. So the one we're going to again is in Merrill, Michigan, and it's going to be our first YouTube meetup. So Ash and I are pretty excited about it. She was like, at first she was like, I don't know, but now I think she's getting more excited about doing our first YouTuber meetup. So we're figuring that out. And everybody, we've been looking it up to try to see if there was a Wisconsin one, since we're Scotty's here, trying to see, is there some kind of a Wisconsin or Minnesota meetup, and we can't ever find one. So maybe sometime down the line, we've been in talks with a lot of people about potentially starting a Wisconsin meetup somewhere over by the Dells, just so it's kind of more centralized. But the Dells, they have so many options. They have several state parks. They've got Devil's Lake State Park is fantastic. It's not one that you want to miss if you ever come to Wisconsin. Devil's Lake State Park, you don't want to miss that one. And there are several state parks around the Dells. There's campgrounds. There are, of course, the Dells. There is water parks. There's amusement parks. The Dells is all about, fun, and it's a great area. You can get on the ducks and go to Witch's Gulch and hike Witch's Gulch if you want. The Dells are a great area and totally recommend it to anybody. We even need to get there and explore more than we have. So long story short, maybe a Wisconsin meetup in the future, friends. It's something that we've been toying with. Now, Sonia, the RV DJ, gave us a great idea to kind of observe a lot, take some notes at this M26 meetup that's coming up, and just kind of just feel it out a little bit and see what goes well, see what doesn't go well, and kind of, I'm just kind of observing. I'm looking forward to it. Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Okay, so 10 Killers in Oklahoma meetup. Interesting. So Oklahoma's not like far out of the realm of possibility. If we were in Missouri, we could do an Oklahoma meetup. That wouldn't be bad. Interesting. I wonder how far that is away from where my family's located. Yeah, I'm trying to get to more states. I've been to 19 states so far, says Fuzzy. Absolutely, Fuzzy. I definitely recommend it. 19's pretty admirable, though. That's not a bad number, friend. You're on you got a great start going. You'll get there. At 10 Killer Lake, April 7th. Okay, so it's coming up. And then Pinecone Fest. That's the other one I had no idea about, Pinecone Fest. I don't know about April though, but I'll look into it. I don't know what. I don't think we have anything planned for April though. I think that's the month that's kind of because I mean, you got the whole month, but March is Missouri. Um, spring break for the kiddo. And then May is the wedding that we're going to. Pinecone Fest is in October. Is Pinecone Fest an Oklahoma meetup then too though? Trade paint. I'm going to be getting a better car. I plan to travel this year. That would be fantastic, Fuzzy. Are you gonna be making videos of that then, Fuzzy? That would be great to see. Texas, okay. So then, are you familiar with Barton's RV? Barton's RVing out of Texas. Then I wonder if he goes to those meetups. Barton's is a great friend of the community, also. That would be great, Fuzzy. We'll definitely be tuning into those videos. Are you on the Missouri side then? You said you're 2 hours from St. Louis. Are you on the Missouri side or over in Illinois or somewhere else? And Lori Soul Circle is here. Hey, Lori. Lori said, hello, everyone. Glad I finally got to catch one live. Hope everyone is well. Great to see you, Lori. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Monday was great and hope your week started out well. Central Missouri. Okay, I gotcha. I only ask because I'm very familiar with Missouri. I went to college. Missouri's my home state. Not anymore. I mean, I was born in Missouri and I've traveled all over the state. Went to a year of university in northern Missouri. So I'm pretty familiar with most of it. My best friend, well, depends on the day. Depends on what mood he's in now, but is from kind of close to Springfield. And we have another viewer in Springfield, Coach Julie at Eden's. I know Barton's RVing. Okay, Fuzzy. Gotcha. Yep, great friend of the channel. He's a good guy. Just hit his 1,000 subscribers. Barton's RVing, another great guy. Lori Soul Circle, another great channel also. We've got, everybody that you see in here, all fantastic creators. People that you can't go wrong if you go and check their channels out. Fuzzy, do you know Simply Jan Homestead? I know Simply Jan Homestead. Simply Jan Homestead I've seen over watching Our Treasured Home and Miss Nancy. And that'll be where I'm at tonight after I get off of here. If I watch a live tonight, I'll go say hi to Miss Nancy from Our Treasured Home out of Ohio. I would say between Ohio and Oklahoma, those are the top 2 states that are present in this community. We have so many Ohio folks. Ray Crump, Tammy and Jeff, Chris, let me think, Aqua Donkey. There are a lot of Ohio folks. And then Oklahoma as well is just very much represented with Okies and Let's Trade Paint and lots of Oklahomans as well. So, I don't know. I'm in Boonville, Missouri. Yes, you do know Simply Jan Homestead. Boonville, Missouri. So Fuzzy, a little bit of background. My mother is a surgical tech, meaning that she goes into the operating room at the hospital and she works alongside the surgeon and does miscellaneous things. But that's not why I'm saying that. She worked at the hospital in Boonville. She traveled. My mom did travel surgical tech, so she traveled all over the country but she traveled to the hospital in Boonville and was there like almost once a week. There were certain hospitals that she frequented and certain ones she didn't go to very, very often. But nonetheless, we're very familiar with Boonville. And I actually toured Central Methodist University, which I'm pretty sure Fuzzy is over that way, if I'm not wrong. Old Guy Hustle Dave said, I am in Georgia, but moving back to Ohio soon. Is that something that's so? How soon is that happening this year then, Dave? Fuzzy said Boonville's a few hours away from Springfield, Missouri. Yes, it is. Yep, definitely different regions of the state there. But we have a small connection to Boonville. We've been there a few times. And I know that Boonville's not right by Central Methodist, but I had an offer to play football there at Central Methodist. But I wound up choosing a different. Yeah, the hospital is now closed. Oh, wow. Really? There's only. I didn't know that. Interesting. I had no idea. So she still lives in Missouri. I don't live in Missouri anymore since I found Ash. I'm now located in Wisconsin, but still get back to Missouri a couple times a year at least. A month or so. Family in Ohio. I grew up in Dayton. Okay. So Dave, there's like I was saying, there's several people on this channel that you might not see tonight, but several people that are from Ohio. That I don't know if Gypsy was still in here when you were in here, but her and Jeff over at Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, they are out of Ohio. Great content creators there. But lots of Ohio representation on this channel and lots of Oklahoma. And now Missouri's even growing also. So great to see another Missouri channel there, Fuzzy. We're glad you're here. But lots of things coming up. Trying to figure out if we're going to be able to get to Ohio soon. I feel like if we go to Ohio though, there's going to be so many people that are going to be wanting to meet up and stuff that I don't even know if we're going to get to see everything we want to see over there. You know, Hocking Hills, Cuyahoga. There's just so much that we want to see in Ohio. I'd like to go. I always wanted to go visit Cleveland, but everybody's always told me that I don't actually want to go visit Cleveland because it's not all that great of an area. And now I'm watching Jeff and Tammy's adventures, and they keep telling me of more and more locations I want to go see. So Mina Lolita is here. Hi, Mina. Hope you're doing well, friend. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a great evening. Great to see ya. Just talking about traveling to Ohio also, since I don't know. I have no idea what that trip to Western Michigan is going to bring, or Eastern Michigan is going to bring us, I should say, in September. I used to live in Columbus, Ohio 6 years ago. Like number 30. Thank you so much, Mina. We truly appreciate it. The record for our live stream is 33, so we're getting very close to that. We appreciate you being here. That's funny you say that, Fuzzy. I was talking about our treasured home a little bit ago. One of the channels in our community. She lives in Columbus. You know, I was talking about how many people are from Columbus. Or how many people are from Ohio. She's in Ohio, but specifically Columbus. So it's interesting you say that. Go to Sandusky, Ohio, then. You can take a day trip to Cleveland. So, Dave, is Cleveland really that bad? Like, should I just totally skip it then? Because my old plan was that I was going to go catch a baseball game there. I used to like try to go to all the baseball stadiums, but I didn't totally give up on that dream, but I'm not necessarily like actively trying to do it either anymore. More so than the national parks and the 50 states thing that I'm working on. But Thank you, Mina Lolita, for being here. We appreciate you. So I'm just curious, I guess, because I keep hearing conflicting things about um, trying to visit Cleveland. It's just a big city. I try to avoid big cities. I mean, that's reasonable. That's totally reasonable to want to do that. Um, I mean, I'm from the outskirts of St. Louis, and I don't always like to go back and visit my own city either. So I totally understand what you mean there. I have my moments with my own city, so totally get it. Um, but I mean, Ash, she wants to go to New York at Christmas. I'm like, whatever you want, dear. So I'm sure it'll be crazy. I mean, it's crazy there all the time, so it doesn't really matter what time of the year you pick. But I guess I've always just thought Christmas would be even crazier. So I don't know. It's one of those places she wants to go at some point. I want to go to New York State for a lot of other reasons than New York City. And I think so does she. But I think it's really important for her that we go to New York City at Christmas. So at some point, I imagine we'll get there. It will be cool to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and catch a ball game. See, now that's why I want. That's another thing. A reason I would like to go to Cleveland. I feel like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is one of those I don't want to miss, just because I am a fan of rock and roll. Ash, not so much. She's more of a Nashville girl when it comes to the music. She's a country music connoisseur, and that's more of her taste. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is totally up my aisle. I mean, it just makes me think of wanting to visit Elvis Presley's birthplace someday down south, also. So it's that's one of those. I mean, when you travel, it's just those things where the list just you feel like you're knocking a few things off of your traveling list, and then you add in 55 more things to the list at the same time. So it's yeah. She wants to go to a baseball game in St. Louis too this year, so we'll see how that goes. Um, but you never know. They have a lot of different genre at the Hall of Fame. Oh, I imagine. I imagine it's probably worth the visit. I bet they have a little. I mean, I feel like some of those, museum-y type places have they cater to a lot of different clientele. I mean, they kind of have to, right? But it makes me want to go to. It makes me definitely want to go to Elvis's birthplace also down south. So just keep adding and adding to that list. It never gets any shorter. Oh man. But yeah. But 30 likes. Thank you all so much for that. We truly appreciate it. And we're so glad that you all came and hung out with Ash and Winston and I tonight. We appreciate all the support. We are getting real close to that 3,000 watch hours now. I'm an old biker. Don't pick a destination, just a direction. Now that is something I can get on board with. I like that right there. Don't pick a destination, just pick the direction. That's something we need to do. Let's trade paint, my friend. I think you just gave me a new idea. One of these trips that we do, I'm going to take that and run with it. Charlie Cuzzes and Horses, welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Happy Monday, or whatever they say about Monday. Hope you're having a great day. We're happy to see you here. Just talking about traveling. And I'm here with my significant other and our Beagle Hound mix over there to my left. But thanks for stopping by and saying hi to us. We appreciate that you're here. We're heading down to see my family next week, so we've been trying to plan kind of a get a little itinerary together of what we would like to see. And I think we're going to get the kids to Kentucky and Tennessee for the first time. So we'll have some footage coming up from there. And I do have a YouTube long form video that's going to come out this week at some point from Hastings, Minnesota, and our great adventure there. So I'm just finishing that, and that'll probably be out in the next couple days. So another adventure exploring another Minnesota town also. I'm glad I caught your live. Have a great evening. Yep. Well, Dave, have a great evening, friend. Thanks for stopping by and chatting with me. I hope you have a great night. I'll be right behind you, too. I'm about to head off of here. I was starting to thank everybody. Love your vids. First time live for me. Thank you so much, Charlie. We appreciate that. We have a daughter that we call Charlie. So that's a very relevant name for us. So we appreciate you stopping by. But let's see what this is. Let's Trade Paint said, have a great night, everyone. Smash that thumb. Thank you so much, friend. Yeah, we did 30 likes tonight, so we really do appreciate that. Got real close to our goal. And Charlie, we're happy that you're here, friend. But I do think we're going to start heading off of here. Got to go check on the baby and everything. We've been on for over an hour and a half. Time flies when you're on live. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long. Maybe it does for you.
I'm fine.
Ash is ready for bed. 31 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Charlie. We really appreciate that. Very close to our goal. Let's Trade Paint says 32 likes. So we're right, very close to our record of 33 that we hit at Glen Park last week. So that's amazing. But friends, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us about travel and chatting with us about all things Traveling Whitcombs and, the puppy Winston, who's not so much a puppy anymore. But thank you so much, Charlie. We appreciate that. But we're getting real close to our 3,000 watch hours. And each and every one of you means so much to us. We really do appreciate every time one of you stops in and checks out one of our videos. Or our shorts or whatever. We do really appreciate it. And this is just the beginning for all of us. So I'll let Ash say goodnight to all of you. You want to say goodbye, dear?
See you guys later.
So for Ash and for Winston over there sleeping, for the kiddos, I'm Brandon, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and thank you all for stopping by. We'll catch you on our next adventure very soon.